Hello, New Song Church. I'm sure that you've already heard the Premier's announcement. Doug Ford says that as of March 1st, capacity limits will be lifted in all public settings, proof of vaccination requirements lifted. So what does that mean for us as a church? Well, it means a few things. Number one, uh, beginning March 1st, we will no longer need you to reserve a seat for any of our weekly gatherings. We'll likely be on Sunday just going back to one Sunday morning service at our Ford City campus. And of course, we have a service also on Sunday mornings at our Lifeline campus on Peary. So that's the first thing, is that we will be dropping the need for you to reserve your seats, and we won't have size limits. The second thing that all of this means is that we will be ready to uh, put an opening date on the cafe that we have established. By the way, a name has been picked, and it's going to be Serenity Coffee House. As you know, we want our coffee shop that we're opening to become a place of fellowship, particularly for people in recovery. And people in recovery know the Serenity Prayer by heart. So Serenity Coffee House, it'll be a place for good fellowship for people who are in 12-step programs. The third thing that I want us to be thinking about is that some have experienced a lot of discord and division in the workplace and in family life based on where you land in view of some of the restrictions and vaccine requirements and all of those things that we've all been wrestling through in the last couple of years. But I think that as we think forward, the time is coming when people need to make peace. And if you're somebody that has experienced a lot of broken relationships over all of the things that have gone on in the last couple of years, we want you to, first of all, be experiencing the peace of God, but then taking the peace of God and measuring that with your role as a peacemaker. How can broken relationships between family members, people who may have been friends and parted ways over politics, how can we be peacemakers and have the ministry of reconciliation? That's something that's really important to us at New Song Church. And that's something I want you to be praying about and thinking about as we move forward. You know, when there has been injury, when there has been, harm done to relationships, we know that there needs to be truth and reconciliation. And that only comes when people are willing to be humble, willing to acknowledge any fault or take ownership of how they have contributed to causing somebody else to suffer. Yeah, you might think, what's the big deal? Well, for some people it's not a big deal, but for others it means the world to them. So I want us to think and pray in the days to come about what God might want us to do in our role as peacemakers. Will you pray that with me? And if you haven't already registered for one of our ministry gatherings, be sure to do so. The link is on our New Song Church Facebook page. And I think that I've said this several times now, but I'm going to say it again. At a time when the whole world has been shutting down. The kingdom of God has been opening up. And let's have the right heart moving forward. Let's have the heart of Jesus, and let's be about our Father's business.